Anything out there?
Sorry?
Anything out there?
No.
You're wanting this flight to be all quiet. Me, someone who's afraid of flights, really wants it to all just turn into a Michael Bay film.
So you're afraid of flying?
Yes.
You think every action movie from the 90s is a great film?
And yet, I know nothing about you.
Ask away.
Oh, you are gonna regret saying that.
It is. It really is. It's different than me. So I had to rein in some certain things. He's not going to laugh at certain things that I would laugh at. And he'd take a lot of stuff more personally and kind of he looks down on people and he can't be bothered. There's certain things that are very opposite me, but I found it really, really fun to play because you just have to be selfish. It's kind of interesting. You have to think of it like, I don't know, like a kid or something. Just, was just annoyed by everybody. It's a funny scene. I mean, it's not a funny scene, it's a sad scene. But Nick Jonas' character Ren gets really upset with me because I'm cracking a joke at the memorial service. And we get into this big screaming match. But what the audience doesn't know, and what made my character so angry was completely not in there. There's a scene right before that where the family, their part of the family, take a limousine to the memorial service after the funeral. And Robert, I was originally supposed to be in that limousine, and Robert called me up and he said, "Hey, I decided that Rick's not going to be in the limousine, so you can come in to work like a couple hours late. Don't worry about it." I was like, no problem. But what he didn't know, and what the audience doesn't know, that I was fine with it because I was just had some more time off. But Rick, my character, was so pissed. He was so angry at the fact that he had rented this limousine, he picked it out, he paid for it, and he can't ride in it. Like, how dare you? Like that, he was really looking forward to the limousine ride. So that was his motivation into being so upset. Like even I ad-libbed on my way out the door that they didn't use it. I was like, I hope you enjoyed the limousine ride. Because that's really what it was about for him. He was like so pissed about that. But it was funny because it just kind of gave me the, point of view where I could really dig into him, make him feel bad because they didn't let me ride in the limousine. But that's sort of where his brain went. Oh, I loved it. I was a huge fan of hers and am a huge fan of hers. So, yeah, getting to work with her was great. We only had one actual scene together. So, but we had to talk about our backstory and what do you think connected these people and
Yeah.
why they're together? We determined it was like there's must be some kind of passion element to their relationship and it's funny. Her previous husband was Matt Walsh, so they're such sort of polar opposites. It's kind of funny to see like who she had been with and who she then ended up with. But yeah, it was great to work with her. She was just fantastic. Absolutely. I think he really understands actors and their approach and just artists in general. I mean, he's such a creative person with the music he does and directing and acting and just his understanding of comedy and literature. So yeah, it was fantastic script that Brett wrote. It was based on a true experience that he had. Cleveland gets a really bad rap in this film, and I apologize to anyone from Cleveland because it was a sort of based on this experience the writer had had. And I think a lot of it has to do with having to see Rick, to be honest, my character. So um I encourage everyone to go to Cleveland. It's a beautiful city. I love it very much. Yeah, Robert was really incredible. He was open to sort of improvising and would let us sort of find the scene and discover little different beats and he would let us sit in the awkwardness, which was really fun. We would just sit there for a while before you like roll, like said action. You know, it's like just be kind of like just sitting with all that. Oh, this is how awkward it gets. But at one point, we were somewhat related because my sister Patricia was married to Nick Cage at one point. So we had known each other and seen each other. So there was that sort of connection. And it's slight, but it did mean something. I mean, it kind of felt like, seeing him again. We had seen each other at family functions in the past. So there was like this awkward element of family that is within this film as well. Well, it's this sort of weird like game in Hollywood where you develop things for a long time, and some things go, and some things you keep trying to push, and some things never make it, and some things you pour tons of time into, and they uh never get greenlit. So it's a portion of it is just what you actually get to finally make. Um, so sometimes it can seem like they're kind of out of left field or this or that, but you're developing something for television, buy the rights to a book and get a script written, and then it finally becomes a movie, or you find an independent script, or you do a game show or something like that. There's all of these, based on a game. So you yeah, it's just one thing you learn, or at least I learned as an actor, is that there's a lot of downtime, and for a person like me, it can kind of drive you a little crazy. So I tend to like uh find projects that I can do in my free time that make it so I don't feel like I'm just sitting around all the time. So I'm working on different things and spending time with different things, or writing a comic or something like that. Oh man. Um, I think Scream was really amazing the way Kevin Williamson kind of dissected the whole genre and made it very self-referential, and uh, you know, Wes Craven coming in and just sort of uh, taking all the knowledge that he had of this genre and also infusing it with, this humor and this sort of tongue-in-cheek element. And it did help sort of relaunch the love of horror films. It sort of gave horror fans an understanding that this was a community, and it gave rules about it all, and sort of this understanding about the genre. And then it allowed people to sort of the community to come together and sort of like find the things that they like in these different movies and talk about them and meet the performers and meet the director. So I'm really excited about Scream 6 being Kevin Williamson's first time to direct one of the films that he was so incredible writing and starting. And having Nev Campbell come back is exciting.
So Rick locked us out of the house. He gets to decide what childhood memories we walk away with in a garbage bag.
Oh my gosh, the parent in this situation is on board with this plan.
Do I wish I didn't wear my loafers to a B&E? Yeah, but most importantly, it's that you two get closure and personal growth.
When I think back on it now, it feels like there's two halves of my life.
I wouldn't trade my half for the whole.
Mrs. Donlin, your family is going to love you in that. It's a forever home.